WhosUp4Gaming!
Hi guys, and welcome to our Who's Up for Gaming Celeste video game review. Celeste is a platforming video game by Canadian video game developers Matt Thorson and Noel. The game was originally created as a prototype in 4 days during a game jam, then later expanded into full release. Don't let its pixelated graphics and basic controls put you off, as this is a brilliantly created platformer with a huge amount of fluid and challenging gameplay. The main things we found was how good the controls were, as every movement did make it feel like you were in full control of your character, no matter what situation you were in. Quickly jumping around the screen from edge to edge, dashing out of the way of monsters, or hanging on for dear life for that perfectly timed jump to avoid spikes, traps, and the depths below. Everything just felt great. The story begins with your character Madeline wanting to climb Celeste Mountain. She meets an old lady at the bottom who basically tells her she's not ready, but Madeline takes no notice and ventures forward anyway. As she progresses through her journey, she'll meet a few characters who are both helpful and a hindrance to her. For example, Theo, who loves to take a selfie and always seems to be there to help her keep those demons away. But then there's Madeline's dark side, who's constantly trying to knock her back, just as she seems to be making progress. All of these characters just add to the charm and charisma of this jewel of a game. Whilst working through the 8 chapters of this game, you will find colourful, well-balanced and fantastically designed levels, a great soundtrack, great sound effects that just all bring this game to life. Each different chapter has a different setting. In parts of one, you'll find yourself fighting against the wind. In another, zipping from screen to screen in a flying bubble. The game itself can be extremely difficult, especially if you want to get 100%, trying to collect all those strawberries and collect the bees and seasides. But whilst collecting all those extras might seem extremely impressive, you only really need to collect them if you really want to. From start to finish, it should take most players around 6 to 8 hours to get to the end, and many of those hours will be taken up by trying and retrying levels as you fall to your death and get back up and try again. You see, that's the thing with this game, you should be proud of your death count, as the more you die, the more you're learning, so just keep going and don't give up. One of the things we did find with this game was there were points when we just did not know where to go. We were backtracking and trying to work out what the next step was. Although this was a little frustrating, it did not take anything away from the overall experience. Regardless of basically having no enemies to fight, the game is always attempting to push the limits of what you understand and manages to pull off some exceptionally fascinating closures to the end levels. So overall, we were extremely impressed with this game. If you're not a fan of platformers, I urge you to give this gem of a game a go, as I'm sure you will be as intrigued as I was when I first started, and then have you coming back for more. And if you are a fan of platformers, then it's simple. Don't think, just give it a go. Here at Who's Up for Gaming, we would give this game an overall rating of 9 out of 10, and I'm sure we will be climbing more mountains again in the near future. Have a good day guys, and happy gaming!